What's up, everybody? This is Carl from Technical Goodies, and we're doing another TEMU Haul 60-day update for you. And this is for the third video in the haul series, so I'll put the video up here on the screen, and we will sort of go through it together, take a look at each one of the items, whether or not they were good, whether or not they were bad, or whether they were super garbage, and I'll let you know whether or not I recommend you picking them up or not if you want. But let's go ahead and get started. And again, I'll go ahead and link the actual video down below if you want to watch the whole thing. So you can see the unboxing of all that stuff, but this is kind of the reaction video of whether or not the stuff was good. All right, so let's take a look here at the first item that was in the bag. Okay, so this was a MagSafe charging bank that you can use for your phone. What I found out about this was that it's super slow charging, okay? It works, and it works fine. Two issues with it. One issue, it takes a long time to charge. And the second issue is that it does not stick to your phone very well if you have a thicker case. That's just something you want to be aware of if you want to get something like this. That's not to say it didn't work. It shows you the wattage, it shows you how much power is left. I'm actually going to take it with me on my trip coming up here just because it does work. But I think there's better options there on the market. Did it charge the phone? Yes. Did it do what it says it's going to do? Yes. Did it break? No. Is it ideal? Not really. So would I recommend this? I don't think so. All right, so the next thing I opened up on this haul was this little tape. It's transparent nano tape. It's just worked just fine. Anything that I wanted to use. So for example, I wanted to kind of take my power strip and glue it, tape it onto a surface so it didn't move around. And it worked just perfectly fine. I think the one warning that I have about it is that people in the comments mentioned that you shouldn't use it on certain surfaces. But that's generally with all tape, right? Certain tape won't work on certain surfaces because it might pull the finish off or have a problem. But I haven't had any problem with that. Would I recommend it? Sure, why not? All right, the next thing actually is right here on my desk. You can see it is the Wacom 40-watt charger, okay? So the cool thing about this charger is that, first of all, I like how it looks. And second of all, it's got two 20-watt chargers on it. What I've found out in general with all the different cords and chargers and stuff that I've gotten is that my phone will charge around 14 watts max. So now that I know that if I'm using USB-C to USB-C with this cable that I just recently opened in one of my hauls, it has a little display right here that shows me how fast it's charging. So this, in combination with this, is great. And the good thing about this, and you can see I'm actually tapping it on the screen here, is that it is really well made. It's really high quality. I would absolutely 100% recommend getting this if you have a USB-C interface that you charge from. I think they have other ones that are USB-A, but yeah. Absolutely would recommend that. And then next out of the haul is this tool set, which I absolutely love. Now, one thing to note about this tool set, it is a sort of high precision screwdriver set. And what that means is if you have normal size screws, you're not going to find a bit in there. This is for smaller screws and smaller situations. Small little devices that might need a very specific screw bit in order to be able to sort of unscrew it or open it up, works perfectly fine. Electronics, stuff like that. But if you want a screwdriver for larger projects, this isn't going to work. So that's an important thing I want to make sure I let you all know that I didn't know right away. But have I used this? Absolutely. I use it all the time. And it's got so many bits. It's got so many things in it. I would absolutely 100% recommend this little tool set right here. Oh, yes. So next in the bag is the little, I don't even have it on the desk here anymore. I used it in the other room. It's a little cloud like razor blade. So you can see here, it's just looks like a cloud. But when you push the little thing, the little razor blade comes up. Perfectly fine for opening packages and stuff like that. I'm not a big fan of blades like that because you can see there, I tend to almost cut myself. Would I recommend the cloud opener? Absolutely. It's cool. It's a small little cloud. It has a little blade in there. Open up boxes easily. You can push a little tiny bit of the tip out and open a box. Absolutely fine. So next in the old box here, the mini portable, bladeless, completely useless garbage fan. Don't get this. I tried to use it. I tried to have an open mind with this thing, but it barely blows any air and it's super loud. Would I recommend picking this up? Absolutely not. I wanted to have something small here on the desk so I could blow some air at me. But if I have it on, it's so loud that my microphone picks it up and I'm barely getting any air. So would I recommend the mini bladeless portable fan? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. All right. So what is next here that I'm opening? Ew, these are the Lenovo, and I actually have them right here. In fact, they're sitting right here because I never frickin' use them because they actually were garbage. At first, I thought they were okay, but I was so disappointed in the Lenovo brand. These are the Think Plus ones. You can see them right here on the screen. In a pinch, they can work if you've lost your other earbuds and these are your backups, but they just don't sound very good at all. They just sound very, very cheap. Would I recommend picking them up? Absolutely not. I don't think it's something you should waste your money on. I think there's much better options out there. The Tozo earbuds from Amazon that I have a video review of, those are awesome. The Soundpeats earbuds, all those other earbuds are budget earbuds that sound amazing. And trying to pick this up and use this, I just was very disappointed. So absolutely not. I would not recommend. Let's see what else I ended up getting. And this. So by far, 100%, this is my most favorite thing that I've gotten on TEMU before. If you pick this up, you will be quite happy with it. I have it right over there on my table. I use it all the time. The good thing about it is that there's enough room for you to be able to turn your phone sideways. So now with the new iOS 17 update where there's kind of like a portrait or a display mode. Let's see if I actually show it here. Where you can put it up sideways. So basically you can use it on there normally, like I'm showing here in the video. But if you turn it sideways, it'll work for that portrait mode at nighttime where it's got that standby calendar that you're going to see here. Once it pops up, there you go. So I use this thing every single night. Charges my watch just perfectly fine. It charges my headphones just fine if it does have one of those cases that has induction charging. But yes, 100%. Like I said, if something is garbage, I'll tell you. If something's great, I'll tell you. And I absolutely have no problem with this. The only issue I had with this was that there's a little green light on the front that shows you when it's plugged in. And that little green light is about as bright as the surface of the sun. So what I did was I went ahead and put a little tiny bit of electrical tape over it. It's unnecessary light. I think it's just to indicate that it's on. But I most definitely would recommend this, even though that light will blind you in the middle of the night. The other thing that it has is it has a little touch button on it. I'm not sure if I showed it in this video. There's a little touch button on it that has 3 levels of night light. So if you want to turn on a quick little night light in the back that's not shining directly into your face, you can do that. And it's actually pretty nice if you need to get up in the middle of the night. All right, next is the air fryer disposable bags. I didn't like these. And my personal opinion is it sort of affected how things cooked. And let me go ahead and pause this here because I didn't look at it very long on the video here. And would I recommend buying them? It's personal preference. If you like liners in your air fryer, pick them up. They were perfectly fine quality. When I used them, I felt like sometimes it stopped the bottom from cooking as well as the top. And that kind of blocked the airflow. So I didn't like that at all. It definitely worked to keep the air fryer clean, but all in all, I didn't like them. So it's personal preference. I'm not going to give whether or not I recommend them or not. They probably work just fine if you like to use air fryer liners. All right, what else did I pull out of this? Okay, I think this was, yes. So this is a little MagSafe wallet holder, which worked just fine. 2 things that I have issues with, which I probably would say I wouldn't recommend picking this up unless you have a particular use case for it. The quality is fine. The only thing is I don't think that it actually stayed on the phone very well. My concern is that it would knock off and you would lose whatever cards you have on there. And the other thing is you're not really supposed to keep your magnetized cards in those wallets. So if you're looking to keep your bank card or something like that, or a room card from either a cruise ship or a hotel room, it may demagnetize the strip and it may not work at all after that. So it's difficult to say whether I recommend it. The quality was fine. It did what it said it was supposed to do. But I don't use it just for safety's sake. Make sure I don't lose my cards. It doesn't drop off or something like that. And then next in the package was this small little keychain. So it's a emergency Phillips head and emergency flathead screwdrivers that you can actually hook onto a key ring and hook to your keys. No problem with it. Quality was great. For a little EDC keychain that you might want to carry around, work great. Put it in your car, keep it in an emergency situation. No problem with those. So next in the bag here, yes, it's the old headband with earphones in it. Okay, so this is basically Bluetooth earbuds that are inside the lining of the headband. So you should be able to wear it and at the same time be able to hear music. And the idea is that if you're out in the cold or something like that and just want to listen to music, you can do that. You can also use it when you go to bed, I guess, in order to try to avoid the pressure on your ears if you're laying on your side. What I found when I tried it out was the sound isn't that good. So it's what you expect from a cheap pair of kind of headphones. And also it wasn't super soft when you laid down on your side. So would I recommend these? Again, it just depends on your use case. You know, I can't knock a product for being exactly what it is. Could it be better? Yeah. Does it work? Kinda. Would I recommend it? Probably not. All right, next in the bag. Okay, so this was a 3-prong charging cable, which worked just perfectly fine. I mean, I haven't had a charging cable that I got from TEMU that didn't work just perfectly fine. I did have one charging block, and I can't remember which one it was, that barely worked. But this cable right here works perfectly great. It has a USB-A to a USB-C, a USB, a micro USB, and a lightning cable. The only issue with that is that you're not going to really get fast charging out of the USB-C. I can charge my USB-C phone with it, but it's not going to be fast charging because it's coming from that USB-A cord. So that's something to keep in mind if you're going to pick that up. But high quality cable, no issues with it. Kind of a pain if you want to wrap it up because it is so thick. But having it sitting on a table or on a desk, it would be a good sort of cable to use. And next in the bag. Okay, so when I got this, I thought it was actually pretty cool. What I found out is that it's not actually pretty cool. It works in a very, very slim sort of situation. If you want to put it on something like a remote control, it might work in your house if you're trying to find your remote. But if you want to use it in a situation where you really want GPS coordinates of where it's at, the problem is it doesn't use GPS. It only uses Bluetooth. Okay, so basically the range of Bluetooth, I think, is like maybe 25, 30 feet. So if you're not close to it, you're not going to be able to find it and you're not going to be able to ring it. The thing that I would much more recommend is the Find My trackers, Find My phone trackers that work and integrate directly in with iOS. Those have worked great. There's a couple of TEMU Hauls that I bought a couple of those and demonstrated it. Much better than this. Some people wanted to maybe pick up one of those in order to kind of track maybe their cat, put it around their collar, which would work fine if they were within 20 or 30 feet from you. But if they're not, then you have absolutely no clue where that, because it doesn't use GPS. So keep that in mind if you're thinking about picking one of these up. It did work for what it advertised to do. So if you have a situation where you might want just a small tracker, would work fine. But if you're going to use it for any more sort of larger tracking items, like whether or not you left your keys in the car or you left your wallet at somewhere, it's not going to work for that. You will absolutely not be able to find it. And I think that is all for this particular TEMU Haul 60-day update. I hope you guys are finding these helpful. I know that a lot of people in the comments have said so. Thank you so much for watching through this. If you liked it, give me a thumbs up. It really, 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 really helps. And subscribe, because we do this stuff all the time. I'd love to see you back. This is my tech desk. We look at tech goodies all the time. Other than that, this is Carl from Technical Goodies, and I'm out.